grit beats talent every single time. Introducing the new BF Goodrich All-Terrain KO3 tire. Legendary toughness made tougher. BF Goodrich, what are you building for?
Not only has employee pricing been extended at Alexander Ford in Yuma, it's better than ever. It's Employee Pricing Plus. You still pay what we pay on the entire lineup of new Fords. Plus, take a test drive this month, and you could win $10,000 cash. Just scan this QR code to register. It's another incredible month to save on Ford Escapes, Explorers, Expeditions, and of course F-150s and Super Duties. For a difference you can count on, it's Alexander Ford in Yuma.
The international race attracts drivers and off-road racing enthusiasts from all over the world.
Off-road racing is important to Baja Designs because, simply put, it tests the envelope and it clearly makes or breaks the progression aspect of what we do and why we do it. The racers out here are the 1% pushing it to its full potential. This is a proving ground for every aspect of lighting.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We are here for your second Fishgistics update here today. It's the Method Race Wheels Fishgistics coverage of the 2025 Baja 500 presented by Fox Shocks all day long. You guys having fun yet? We got some action going out on the course, huh? We've had a couple cars crash. We've had a couple cars roll. We've had a couple bikes crash. So far it's like a standard Baja 500 race or any other Baja race. We did get a couple reports. We heard actually Roger Norman actually rolled. Sounds like it was more of like a tip over. So they did tip it over. It doesn't look like he's going again yet. I'm looking at the thing right now and he's still sitting there. So bummer for Roger Norman. His first race back to Baja in a while. He didn't have any test time in the truck. It was the same truck that he raced a long time ago, but I don't think that truck's raced since, what, 2010 or something maybe? So that thing's been sitting a long time. His first time driving it again was in qualifying on Thursday. So he has to get used to it again, but hopefully they can get it tipped back over and he can get going again. So bummer for Roger there. We saw the number 70 had a flat. They had a front right flat a little bit ago. So that's one thing going on there. The 42T, if anyone is out there with the Gaunt team, it sounds like the 42T has a right rear that's on fire right now. It sounds like maybe a brake is leaking or something's leaking on the right rear, and there's a fire on the right rear of the 42, and they're still driving. So if any of you guys from the 42T are watching this, maybe get it, double check that at the next time they come by or something, that they had a little fire going on in the right rear of the 42T. That's the Gaunt truck. Let's go over and let's look and see where everybody is on our tracker here so we can check it out. Here's our leaders right here. They are approaching Valley de Trinidad. They're going to be going down the Goat Trail shortly. Probably during this update they will be, but they're not there quite yet. So you can see we have the 46 is showing first, but it's actually going to be Luke McMillan right here because his tracker has not updated for 5 minutes. So once his tracker updates again, Luke McMillan is going to be first on the road. We do know that. And second on the road is going to be, it was Tavo, but something happened with Tavo and he missed a turn, or he got turned around, went the wrong way. He actually had to circle back, and Toby Price was able to get in front of him. So Toby Price is actually now second physical on the road. We did confirm that. He is in front of Tavo now. So it's going to be Luke McMillan, then Toby Price, and then Tavo. That's going to be your top 3 running order physical. Now look at this. Robbie Gordon is moving his way up. The number 5, the dual engine, dual transmission, dual everything, all-wheel drive geyser truck has got a good run going so far, and Robbie's keeping it smooth. He is going to be, I don't think he's in front of Lofton though, because you can see how Lofton hasn't updated for 2 minutes, but he's making his way up. I mean, Robbie started, if we go and look, he started 7th. So I think he's going to be currently like 5th or so. So I believe he got around the 70 when they had a flat tire, because we saw them changing a flat tire. So the number 5 has got around 70. So there's your Robbie Gordon update for all of you guys asking. Yes, that Robbie is right there. He is currently, let's see, what mile was he? At 108.1 1 mile ago. There's your Robbie Gordon update live here on Fishgistics, as always. All right. Also, we have Rob McCackran. He wasn't tracking earlier. His tracker's still not working too good. You can see it hasn't updated for 5 minutes. So Rob Mack, no surprise, he's going to be right up there with these front guys as well. Rob Mack actually started back a little ways in qualifying. He started 8th. So Rob Mack started 8th. And he's worked his way up a little bit, maybe still sitting in around the 7th position, something like that. It's hard to tell on the tracker when his isn't updating, so we'll have to see. Now the 1L Gustavo Badosola, that is Ricky Johnson driving there. And then I'm trying to see who's behind him. Ethan Ebert. So there's your top two-wheel drive qualifier right there. Ethan Ebert. That is a separate class now. So we have to remember that when we're doing our updates. So Ethan Ebert in the Honda SUV is still in first physical in the two-wheel drive class. So there you go. He's holding it down up front there. We got Dan McMillan behind him. We got Tim Herbst. That's actually Dean driving there. Pat Dean driving, starting in there. We got Roberto Romo, another two-wheel drive. And then Maverick Gaunt. This is the truck that we said there was a fire on the right rear that got reported over the Weatherman channel. So I don't know if it's still on fire, if it got put out, if they even know. It's probably like a brake line or maybe an axle seal started to go out because gear oil catches on fire when it hits a brake. You know, if the seal starts going out, you start losing the wheel bearing seal or one of those seals there, axle seal, you're going to get gear oil to come out. It gets on the hot brakes and it'll start a little flash fire right there. Usually, like when you keep driving, sometimes it'll put itself out, but you don't know that when you're sitting in the truck that the right rear's got a little fire going on down there. Same thing with brake fluid. Brake fluid could spill and get onto the caliper. Anything could happen back there, but it's usually either brake fluid or axle oil, gear oil that gets on there. So hopefully they get that handled. Dave Taylor is there. Sam Baldy, David Payne. That's a look at your trucks right there. Now let's go look at the bikes real quick because they're actually going to be finishing pretty soon. They might be finished by our next update, actually. They should be just over an hour maybe at the most from the finish. We got Tyler Lynn, the 7X, still in front. The 1X is behind. Now, did he gain any time? No, it looked like it, but look, it hasn't updated for 3 minutes. So he's actually going to be a little farther than that. I think they were 5 miles apart. If I'm not mistaken, it was 5 or 9 last update. I don't remember exactly. But right now they're at 389 just about, and they're probably going to be closer to like 395. So yeah, about 5 miles apart still between the 7X and the 1X. So 1X is definitely going to have to make up some time and ride pretty crazy to the finish, or hope that the 7X has a little problem. Or it looks like the 7X is looking pretty good right now. Now, remember, our quads were really close together. So if we go back down, the 15X is here. There's your third place bike. So Eric Holt's going to be your third place, quite a ways behind, as you can see. It's pretty much a two-man race in the bike category for the overall bike. We have the 138 and the 101. Okay, so the other bike, what was it, the 133? They kind of dropped back a little bit. So 133 maybe had an issue. They're back a little bit. It is Gabriel here. In the 138 is your lead quad, but the 101 right there behind him, only what is that, on mile 38? Yeah, about just over a mile, 1.2 miles behind him right now. So really good race in the quad category. So good to see that going on. And then we have let's go check on the Ironmen real quick. We only have 3 of them left in the race. We always like to check on the Ironmen because it's fun. 790. These guys ride the whole race. They're nuts. These Ironmen are nuts. The Baja 500. I mean, it's not as nuts as a Baja 1000. That's really nuts if you try to Ironman that. But this is still, I mean, 461 miles on a bike is a long way to go. So it's a really good race too. Look, the 790 and the 715, not that far apart from each other. So anyone's race there. And then the 746 is back over here, still at 0 miles an hour. So they're not. They haven't moved since the last update we did. So it looks like they are probably, I don't know, they're out or they're way down at this point. But good to see these other two still going over there. So, all right, let's go back and we'll look at some other classes now. Well, we don't want to go to Mexicali. The race isn't there. Let's turn on some, let's see. Let's go to class 1. All right, class 1. We'll go class by class for a few classes here for you guys. Look at how close this is, class 1. The last few races, class 1 has been really good. Actually, the last year. There's not a lot of them, but at least it's a good race. This race, there's only 4, but look how close they are. They're all right together. So you got the 168 actually is going to be in the back now. So they started first. So they might have had an issue because it looks like they got passed. We have Brennan Gaughan is going to be first here. And then Cody Parkhouse is going to be second. Kyle Quinn is going to be third. And then Cody Reed is showing 2 minutes ago But oh, look at Kyle Quinn hasn't updated for 4 minutes either, so he could actually be in front of these other guys. So I don't know what order the order is right here. This could be any order. I don't think the 168's in front, but they could be definitely in second. I think the 138 may be in front actually. So it might be 138 out front, seeing that they haven't updated in 4 minutes. So we'll keep an eye on them throughout the day, but really close race there in class 1. Cool to see a close race, even though there's only a few of them. Let's go back to class 10 because they're on the same screen here. So the 1013 at mile 55, we got Harley there in first. Then it kind of stacks up here. We got the 1075 Eliseo in second. We got Stan Potter in the single seat. That's always fun. There's no co-driver with you, right? So there's nobody to blame. So it's your own fault, no matter what happens, good or bad. So Stan Potter there. Zach McLaren is going to be in third. Jason Shipman is showing as fourth. Elliott Watson fifth, Francisco sixth, and then we have Brittany Myers. They haven't raced for a little bit, so good to see the Myers girls back out here. So Brittany Myers is going to be, what was that, seventh or something? So that's a look at your class 1 and class 10. Now the trophy truck spec class is going to be in between them. So trophy truck spec, we have EJ Herbst now showing as out front. Now keep in mind, some of these trackers haven't updated for a little bit. Where is Jason McNeil at here? Let's see. Did I miss McNeil? Where is he? Hold on. Where's Jason McNeil? We got to try to find him here. Hold on a second. McNeil. There he is. Okay, he's buried in here. There it is. All right. So EJ Herbst 0 minutes ago. Jason McNeil 2 minutes ago. See, I think the reason why I was looking for Jason, I think he's still out front. So most likely Jason McNeil is still out front. His tracker just hasn't updated in 2 minutes. EJ Herbst, that's Ryan Millen driving. That's probably a good track because it just says 0 minutes. Sean Geiser moving his way up. Mike Mersal, that's Grabowski driving. He's going to be probably second still, second or third. And you can see we just got an update. Jordan Brenthal just jumped up there. That's Abdali Lopez driving. Justin Davis. These trackers are not updating very well today, and it kind of sucks because they jump around so much. It's really hard to tell who's in what position. So always keep an eye on when it says it updated last. Like these are all good right now. See 0 minutes, 0 minutes, 0 minutes. So that's correct. That's 1, 2, 3. But McNeil is going to be probably in front of all 3 of those. So I'm going to say McNeil's still in front. Sean Geiser is going to be fourth probably, or fifth. Then we have, let's see, who else do we have? Ben Hagel is up there. We got Thor Herbst, class champion. Jack Olagus. We saw Jack had to stop a little bit ago and go around. There was like a bit of a bottleneck or a stuck truck or something. They had to go through the bushes and make their own line a little bit ago. So that was kind of exciting to see. We have Jorge Sampatero. It's going to be back here. Ryan Hancock and Charles Durant there. We got a couple more. Andrew Myers back here. Let's see who else. Let's look at the UTV classes now. So we can start with the big one, the Pro UTV Open. These are the fast ones. I think it's the biggest class too, with 20. Actually, yeah, maybe the biggest class with 20. All right, so we have out front, of course. Who else would be out front? Do we even have to check? I mean, Brock Heger, the dude is an animal. I don't know what else to say about him. He's out front again. No surprise. He's out front, has a pretty big lead already, too. He didn't start out front either, I don't think. Did he? Maybe he did. I don't know. Brandon Sims is second. We're showing Max Eddy third. Wayne Matlock is showing as, let's see, was that fourth? Rodrigo Ampudia Jr. showing as fifth. Rodrigo's always fast. Keep an eye on him. He'll probably be second by the next update. Watch. He'll probably get around all these guys. Put money on it. Rodrigo will be up there. Justin Smith is showing as, is that sixth, fifth or sixth there? That's what's going on there. Kristen Matlock is there. And then Caden McCachran and Justin Morgan, 2 more of the SCI cars back there, the factory Polaris cars. Michael McFadden back there. Blake Wilkie. So Blake Wilkie in his second Baja race in a UTV. So we'll see if this one goes a little better than last time. He had some contact, if you remember, with that truck last time. That didn't end up well for him, or the other UTV. It was actually a UTV. Didn't end up well for him last time. Hopefully he keeps it clean this time. Justin Lambert there. Paul Barnhart and more there. All right, let's look at some more UTV classes. The other big one, actually, it has 2 more cars in that class, is the forced induction class. They started a little bit farther back, though. They actually start behind the Class 10 cars, which is a little bit of a disadvantage because, like Caden Wells right here, he has to deal with the Class 10s, where the Pro UTV Opens got to start in front of the Class 10s. They didn't have to worry about those guys. So keep that in mind when you're seeing some of these cars here. The Force Induction class, they would rather start in front of the Class 10s too, I'm sure. Caden Wells and Emma, and they're very fast, as always. They're out front leading. Eric Cozen second. We got Clinton here in third. Dustin Jones, good to see him out here in fourth. We got Carlos there. Zach. Actually, didn't Zach race the Dakar? I'm pretty sure he did, right? Was that the name I'm thinking of? Alan Yost there. Matt Burrows, one of the Monster Energy cars there. Noah Wright there. Carlos Ibarra, Hernan, Jorge, Edgar. I mean, this is just stacked. It's too close to tell. With the trackers updating, I don't know who's in what position when they get that close. We do know for sure that Caden Wells is out front because you can see that's a 0 minute ago one. And Cozen in second is 1 minute ago. So we do know first and second is probably good. Third's probably good. And fourth is good. So we do know 1, 2, 3, 4 are good because they've all been 0 or 1 minute updates. So that's what you want to keep an eye on there. Let's see, the normally aspirated class, we might as well check on them. So this is UTV naturally aspirated. There's only 6 this race. It is Ricardo Torres out front, Joe Bolton second, Corbin Leverton. No, Leverton's who I'm thinking of. That's who did the Dakar. So Leverton was the Dakar. Corbin is going to be third. We have Eva Starr is in fourth, and then we have, is that Juan Pablo is going to be fifth. So that's 5 out of your 6. Let's see, Burrows tracker isn't working right now, but I believe they're up in the front mix. Jason is okay. Perfect. Yeah. See, there you go. Yeah. Some of these trackers, they're just updating not very often today. So definitely got to keep an eye on it when it says the time. You want to see 0 to 1 minute, like right there. Matt Willard, 17 minutes ago. Clearly, he's not right there still, unless it was 0 miles an hour. If you see 0 miles an hour and then a long time, like 17 minutes, they probably are still there. It just means they were broken and they shut the car off or they lost power to the tracker or it went upside down or something like that. But if you see them running like that, 17 miles an hour, they're probably still going, just the tracker hasn't updated yet. So it's kind of annoying when we're watching these classes today to give you guys updates when they don't work too well, but hopefully they start working a little better later. 1600 cars, we got 3 of them today. We have Eric is in front in the 1625, 1600 Daniel's second, and then the 1652 Paulino Maldonado is going to be in third. So pretty close to the front right here. Look, you can see they're battling it out. Both just updated and they're right on each other. So a good battle in the front right there. Let's see. How's the Class 7 doing? All right, Class 7 has 3. So we have the Reese Millen. That's the all-wheel drive that you were looking for, right? The 711 there. Reese Millen is out front. We have Dan Shamley, who's raced every Baja race ever in Class 7. And then we have Juan Carlos here in the 707. So that's your 1, 2, 3. That is the only 3 in the class. And there you go. So Reese Millen is leading that class. Class 5 Unlimited, we have 2. They're right here. You got 513 Jesse and then Eli Yee right here. Just 2 of them. And that's it in that class. And I think that pretty much covers all the classes except for that one other class we always got to check on. You guys know what it is, right? Here they are. There's 3 of them this race. We have Oliver Flamete is out front in the 1100, class champion. Second, Eric Slorenzo is second, and then Rafael Castillo is going to be in third. So all 3 are currently moving, right? 20 miles an hour, 28 miles an hour, and 36 miles an hour. That's speed zone right there, or clearly he'd be doing 100. So that is a 36.9 and a 37 mile an hour speed zone for Oliver. So good to see all the Class 11s still moving. We can go and check on the times real quick. Here you go. We have some time splits for you guys. So Toby Price was leading at the first split there. You can see by 17 seconds over Tavo. And Pudia was third. Luke McMillan was fourth. See, that's what we're talking about. Luke is first on the road, but he's actually fourth on time right now. Justin Lofton was fifth. So if we scroll out a little bit here for you guys, we can check on some more. Here we go. Make this look a little better for you guys. All right, so that's a look at your leaders right there. That was at Sector 1. I think that was at, like, what mile was that? Not too long ago. Maybe about 100 or something. Something like that. I'll have to check on that and see what that was. I forget what that was. Hold on one second. Maybe I can find it for you guys. Yeah, we'll find it next time. It doesn't really matter. There's only one. So that's that. Let's look at the trophy truck 2-wheel drive. So two-wheel drive, Ethan Ebert was first there. You can see he had a 47-second lead over Cameron Steele. So Cameron Steele running second. Roberto Romo is third on time. Tim Herbst, Sam Baldy, Dave Taylor, Maverick Gaunt. That is your top 7 in the two-wheel drive class. If we go look at trophy truck spec class, we got Jorge Sampantero. So you can see that he's actually not even first on, not close to first. Wasn't he like 6th or 7th on physical? But look at, he's leading at the first checkpoint there, at the first timing check. EJ Herbst is second. Sean Geiser is going to be third. Thor Herbst is going to be fourth. And then Jordan Brenthal, Abdali Lopez is going to be fifth. So there you go. The Abdali Lopez was actually running like second or third, but he's actually fifth on corrected time. That's why you always got to keep an eye on corrected time. Now, class 10, same thing. We have nobody through the first sector yet, so I can't give you an update there. Maybe UTV Open we do. We have one. Okay, so here you go. Look, we have one just through it, right? So if we go back, here's how you can tell if you guys don't know where those are. You just go and you turn on the UTV Open class. And UTV Open. Let's go find where Brock is. Okay, so Brock is right here. He's at mile 71. The next guy's at mile 68.9. So that means that the sector is at mile 70, right? Because only one car's come through it. So number 1 is going to be at mile 70. So your first sector right here, this is mile 70 if you're looking at number 1 through the rest of the day. And then I'll let you guys know what the other ones are later. So we know number 1 is 70. That's how you figure that out if you don't know. All right, let's see. What are you guys saying in the comments here? Corey, in cars. Yeah, there's a bunch of people have in cars. The best place to look is I just go to their Instagram, and usually most of them on their story or their profile have linked to it. I was trying to build that sheet for you guys, but then I ran out of time and I forgot about it, honestly, and didn't have a chance. So for the 400, we'll get that done for sure. Where's the Rock Donkeys, number 68? Yeah, we got 2 of them out here this race, right? We got the Von Gittin out here. Let's see, where are they? What numbers are they? 48. So they didn't get to qualify. So they had to start in the back of everybody. So they're all-wheel drives, but they had to start a little ways back here. So let me see if we can find them. This is actually a good race for them. Where are they? Eric, who said, let's see, Lauren Healy. There he is, 68 is 1. All right, so Lauren Healy is right here. He's at mile 96 right now. So he's right there. And then where's Von Gittin? Von Gittin is right behind him, right there. So 52. Okay. So they're at mile 93.9 and they're at mile 96.1 right now. So it's going to be fun to keep an eye on those guys throughout the day. And we really need to keep an eye on them on the corrected time. I don't think they can go out and win this race. Obviously, it's their first time racing those cars in Baja, and they're just not quite the same as some of the top trucks. However, this is a really great course for those cars. It's tight and twisty. The top speed that they don't have compared to some of these other guys, they're not doing 136 in those cars. They don't have the top speed, but you're not at a top speed a lot on in this race. So I would expect them to get a top 10 if they keep it smooth. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe they even get towards top 5 if they have a really good run. Problem is, look at the traffic they had to start behind. Like, they're sitting behind the 99L right here, right? And then they have the 61L that had a brake caliper that had to get replaced at Ojos. So they're going to have a lot of traffic to deal with today. That's going to be their biggest problem. So I think a top 10 would be a great finish for Lauren and Von Gittin. That would be a good finish for them. Now, if they come back at the 400, they will get to qualify because they did race this race. Then if they get to qualify, they'll be ahead of some of these other cars that might be in their way and holding them up a bit. So there you go. That's what's going on with the Rock Donkeys. We always got to check in on those guys, right? The King of the Hammers guys out here in their 4,400 cars. They had to put fenders on them because you need fenders on your car to be trophy truck legal. So that's why if you're looking at their cars, they look a little funny, look a little different. They had to build some fenders to be able to race in the trophy truck class. All right. Well, I think that's it for this update. That was a good one. That was a long one, 25 minutes. So I'm going to go and post some more stuff on social media. There's your leaders right there. They are on the highway. This is a speed zone, 37-mile-an-hour speed zone. You can see they're doing 37, 37. Toby, go a little faster. You're 5 miles off pace. Alan and Pudia, that is a look at your top leaders. I imagine most of them are going to do a splash on this road because it's a long way to go over to the next section, which is like over 220 to 240. It's kind of a long way to go on some of these trucks. So I imagine most of them are going to stop right here. It literally 5-second, like gas, get a few gallons, and then go. I don't think you'll see a full pit here from anybody. It's just going to be a splash, if anything. So that's what's going on at the front. We will be back here with your next update at 1 o'clock. So tune back in to the Method Race Wheels Fishgistics updates presented by Fox Shocks, brought to you guys all day long today. Big thanks to our other sponsors right here, Vision Canopy, Baja Designs, Alpha Distribution, Monster Energy, and Alexander Ford. If you guys need a Ford, go hit up Alexander, whatever side it is, over here, there it is. And go get one from them. If you need some Monster to keep going, if you get a little tired, grab a Monster. We'll be back at 1 o'clock. See you guys in just a bit.